It was a cold and quiet night. The snow had covered everything in white. The farm in northern Pakistan looked empty and still. No one was outside. Only the sound of wind moved through the trees. The farmer, Mr. Iqbal, sat inside his small wooden house. He drank hot tea and watched the security camera screen. Suddenly, the screen showed something strange. A small figure walked slowly through the snow. It was near the vegetable field. Mr. Iqbal frowned. "Who walks in this cold?" he said to himself. He zoomed in the camera. The figure was very small, maybe a child. But no coat, no shoes, no winter clothes. He quickly picked up his flashlight and gun and ran outside. The wind was strong. Snow hit his face. He moved slowly toward the field. The flashlight showed small footprints. They led to the greenhouse. He opened the door, slowly got inside. The warm air touched his face. He heard soft sounds like someone eating. He pointed the flashlight. There, near the carrots, sat a young girl. Her skin was pale gray, her hair white like ice. Her eyes were big and dark. She held a carrot in both hands and ate fast, like she had not eaten in days. Mr. Iqbal froze. Girl looked up. She gasped, dropped the carrot, and tried to run. But her legs were shaking. She fell down in the snow. Mr. Iqbal slowly walked to her, holding the flashlight. "Who are you?" he asked. "Where are your parents?" The girl didn't speak. She just stared at him with wide, scared eyes. Mr. Iqbal saw her fingers. They were long and thin, not human. Her ears were pointed. Her skin had glowing lines. He stepped back. "Ya Allah," he whispered. He pulled out his phone and called local security. "Someone's here," he said. "A child, not normal. You need to see this." But before the local police arrived, black vehicles came to the farm. They were silent, no logos. 4 men in dark coats stepped out. They showed no ID, only said one word, "EC." They walked straight to the greenhouse. One of them, Agent Remen, looked at the girl. He didn't look surprised. "She's here," he said quietly, just like the signal said. Mr. Iqbal was confused. "Who is she? Why are you here?" "She was just stealing food." Agent Remen nodded. "She's not here for food. She's here for the seeds." One of the agents pulled out a strange device. It blinked when pointed at the girl. Her body began to glow slightly. The device beeped. "She's carrying alien tech," said another agent. Suddenly, the girl spoke. Her voice was soft but clear. "They are coming for the seeds." Everyone stopped. Agent Remen looked serious now. "Who is coming?" he asked. "Who sent you?" The girl did not answer. She closed her eyes. A small light blinked under her skin. She was weak. Mr. Iqbal looked at her, then at the agents. "She's just a child," he said. She was cold. She was hungry. Let her stay. But Agent Remen shook his head. "She's not a child. She's a messenger. And maybe a warning." The girl opened her eyes again. She looked at the carrot in her hand, then at the soil. "Earth still grows food," she whispered. "There is still hope." Agent Remen took out a small box and opened it. Inside was a green glowing chip. He showed it to the girl. Her eyes widened. She reached toward it. "Tell us," Remen said. "Who wants the seeds?" The girl looked out the window at the white snow falling. "They're not like me," she said. "They don't want food. They want control. They destroy every world, one by one. I ran away. I came here." Agent Remen looked at his team. "We take her to Base 9, he said. "Now." As they walked out, the girl looked back at the greenhouse. She whispered something in a strange language. A small green sprout appeared in the snow where she had fallen. No one saw it. Except Mr. Iqbal. He stared at the glowing sprout. Even in the freezing cold, it was alive. His hands shook. Something bigger was happening. Something not from this world. And the child alien girl was only the beginning. The EC agent's secret, the road to Base 9 was silent. The black EC van moved through snowy hills under a dark sky. Inside the van, the alien girl sat quietly, wrapped in a thermal blanket. Her glowing eyes stared at nothing. Across from her sat Agent Remen, watching her closely. He didn't blink. The driver asked, "Sir, do we alert Central Command?" Remen replied, No reports, not yet." The girl turned to him slowly. "You don't trust your people?" He didn't answer. The van passed through a hidden tunnel and arrived at an underground facility. The gates opened without a sound. Inside, there were computers, scanners, armed guards, everything high-tech. But no one knew about this place. Not even the government. It was off the record. Remen walked the girl through a steel hallway. The other agents followed silently. They entered a glass chamber filled with soft light and machines. "Sit," Remen said. The girl sat. A scanner moved over her body. A 3D image appeared on screen. Inside her chest, glowing blue lines formed a circle with 6 branches. It was not human biology. It looked like a seed. One agent whispered, "She's not a traveler, she's a carrier." Remen frowned. Carrier of what? The girl looked up. Hope or destruction? Later that night, Remen stayed in the observation room. He watched footage of the girl entering the farm, stealing vegetables, collapsing in snow. She looked hungry, afraid, alone. He didn't know whether to believe her or fear her. His radio crackled. "Sir, you need to see this." He walked into the lab. A scientist showed him something on the monitor, a decoded message from space. It was short, repeating, not human language. The AI had translated only one line: "Harvest begins, Earth unstable, seeds found." Remen's face turned cold. "How many days until arrival?" The scientist whispered, "Maybe they're already here." In the holding chamber, the girl sat on the floor. She was drawing strange patterns on the glass with her finger spirals. Stars, leaves. Remen entered. She looked up at him. "You think I'm lying?" He stayed silent. She spoke again. "You're afraid. That's good. Fear means you still care." Remen asked, "What are they coming for?" She placed her palm on the glass. A soft green glow appeared. "Not me. Not Earth. They want what you grow, your life food. The last pure soil in this sector." She looked tired, pale. Her energy was fading. "I ran from them," she said. "Took the last seed core, but it's broken now. I need help." Remen stepped closer. "Why Earth?" "Because your world still grows life," she whispered. "My people forgot how." A beep broke the silence. Another agent entered the room. "Sir, someone tried to breach the system." From inside, Remen's eyes narrowed. "Trace it." The agent nodded. Back in the lab, a tech showed them a log. Data files about the girl were copied and sent to an unknown location. "Internal leak," Remen said. "Someone is trying to sell her tech." The screen flashed red. "Unauthorized. Transmission detected. Coordinates, deep in the city." Remen clenched his fists. "Someone wants her for the wrong reasons." That night, the girl was weak. Remen entered the chamber. He handed her a small bowl of earth vegetables. She smiled slightly. "Why help me?" she asked. "You remind me of someone," he said. "My daughter. She died. A long time ago." The girl looked at the bowl. "Your food carries light. We lost that long ago. That's why we need seeds, real seeds, not made ones." She paused. "If they take Earth, you'll lose more than food. You'll lose memory, sky, wind, everything." She reached out. Remen hesitated, then took her hand. Her touch was cold, but inside it, a soft light pulsed. "Your world still sings," she said, "but the song is dying." Suddenly, the alarm went off. Lights flashed red. A voice shouted, Unauthorized exit in Section 7. One agent missing. Surveillance showed a rogue agent escaping with a small case. Alien tech inside. Remen rushed to command. Seal all exits. Find him, but it was too late. The traitor was gone. The tech was gone. In the chamber, the girl collapsed. Her skin flickered. Her breathing slowed. Remen rushed to her. Her eyes opened just a little. She whispered, "Without the core, I will die, and they will find Earth." Then she passed out. Outside, in the frozen hills, the wind blew harder. Above the clouds, something large moved in orbit, silent, hidden. Watching. Waiting. The harvesters had heard the signal, and they were already coming. The invasion signal. The girl did not wake up. 3 hours had passed. Machines beeped slowly beside her bed inside Base 9. Her skin had turned pale blue. The glowing lines on her arms now dim. She looked like a small frozen star fading. Agent Remen stood beside the glass. His jaw was tight. His eyes didn't blink. "She's connected to the tech," the medic said. "Now that it's gone, she's shutting down." Remen whispered, "We need to get it back, fast." The medic leaned closer. "Sir, we also received a signal." Remen turned. "What kind of signal?" The lights dimmed as the screen lit up. A strange sound pattern played, deep, hollow, unnatural. The signal was coming from outside Earth, and it was getting stronger. High above the Earth, in the silent black of space, a massive object turned slowly. It had no engines, no windows. It looked like a floating metallic seed twisting in space like a sleeping insect. But inside it pulsed. It watched. It waited. The girl's missing tech had sent out a ping. The harvesters had heard it. And now they were listening. Back at Base 9, Agent Remen stood in the control room. He watched a map. A red dot blinked on it. The stolen device was in Rawalpindi, moving fast through backstreets, heading toward a black market tech ring. "Send a drone team," he ordered. "Don't alert the media. We keep this quiet." One officer hesitated. "Sir, what if it's not just Earth's enemies who want this tech?" Remen looked him in the eye. "Then we're already too late." In the girl's room, something strange happened. Her eyes opened for a second. She gasped, not in pain, but like someone waking from a nightmare. She whispered one word. "They're here." Suddenly, the lights flickered. Every screen in Base 9 flashed with static. Then a symbol appeared. A circle, broken in half, surrounded by 6 lines just like the mark inside the girl's chest. Remen stared at it. "What does it mean?" The girl coughed weakly. "It means the soil is marked. They are coming to take it." Meanwhile, the rogue agent arrived at a hidden warehouse. Inside were 2 men in suits, one with a translator device. "Foreign buyers. Do you even know what this is?" one man asked. The rogue agent grinned. "No, but I know it's worth more than a satellite." He opened the case. The alien device glowed faintly green and gold, like a living crystal. Suddenly, the translator buzzed. It picked up a transmission not from Earth. The voice was cold, echoing in a deep unknown language, but the machine translated it. "Life energy detected. Begin soft extraction. Prepare surface breach." The walls of the warehouse trembled. The lights went out. The buyers looked terrified. Outside, snow turned black. Back at Base 9, drone sent video feed to Remen's screen, on the edge of the forest. Near the warehouse, trees were dying, not cut, not burned, but shriveling like they had aged 100 years in seconds. Plants were drying. The ground cracked open, steam rising in the cold. Remen's heart raced. They're already taking it. Without ships, without soldiers, just draining. The girl stood up slowly, weak but awake. "You have to stop it," she said, "or Earth will turn gray, like mine." Remen asked, "How do we stop them?" She looked at the screen and sighed. "We need to plant the last seed, but not in soil. In blood." The command room went silent. "What do you mean?" Remen asked. The girl placed her small hand on her chest. The real seed is here, but it needs a willing protector. Someone pure, Remen understood. You're talking about a bond. A merge, she nodded. It will cost something. He looked at her, this child, this alien girl, who had crossed galaxies not to destroy Earth, but to save its life. Then, the signal came again, louder now. This time, it was closer. The AI translated the next line. Harvest in progress. No resistance detected. Full breach in 36 hours. The countdown had started. Far above the clouds, the alien seed ship finally opened. 6 long metallic roots began falling toward Earth, each heading toward one farm zone. And the first target was where she had landed, Mr. Iqbal's snow farm. The betrayal within the countdown had begun. 30-6 hours, that's all. Earth had before the harvesters arrived in full power. Inside Base 9, red warning lights blinked slowly. The alien girl, now weaker than ever, sat in a chair connected to Earth's life support systems. Tubes carried oxygen. Her body looked almost transparent now, like ice lit from inside. Agent Remen watched her silently. She whispered, "They're not here for me anymore. They know I failed." Remen asked, "Failed what?" She replied, "To keep your world untouched, to keep it green." In another room, an EC technician played back security footage, frame by frame. Every hallway, every computer screen. They were hunting for the leak. The betrayal. Then something strange happened. One frame, just one, showed a man in uniform, his face blurry. But he looked directly at the camera. He smiled. The next second, the footage was erased. The technician called Remen. "Sir, someone knew we were watching. This wasn't just a rogue agent. Someone high-level wanted this tech gone." Remen's mind raced. Who could be working from inside the agency? And why? Meanwhile, the alien girl's heart was slowing, but her mind was still strong. She began humming a low, haunting tune. It wasn't human. It sounded like wind through glass, mixed with thunder far away. The soil under her feet vibrated. A small green sprout burst from the ground near her chair. Everyone in the lab froze. What was that? The medic asked. Remen knelt beside her. "What did you just do?" She looked at the plant. "It's the seed song. It awakens life. But only if there is no lie in the voice." She looked at him with sad eyes. "That's why your world is dying," she said. "Too many lies." At the same time, the traitor moved in shadows. Agent Faison, a trusted name, a decorated hero. No one suspected him. He stood in a dark corridor, speaking to a small cube on the wall. It wasn't a normal device. It blinked blue. It spoke back in a dead alien voice. "Deliver the girl, or be replaced." Faison replied calmly, "She's too weak. But her blood, I can get it. Enough to grow a seed somewhere else." He looked outside, at the snowy horizon. "The Earth can rot," he said. "I'll sell paradise to the highest." Bitter, back at Base 9, the girl woke up in panic. "There's a shadow inside," she whispered. "Not outside, inside your walls." She tried to stand. Remen held her gently. "What are you sensing?" She looked straight into his eyes. "Someone here wants to plant death where life still breathes." Remen's mind turned back to every agent, every conversation. And suddenly it made sense. He activated a secret override on the base cameras, and there it was. Agent Faison, copying the girl's DNA and placing a tiny crystal, her life core, into a secure metal case. Remen moved fast. He locked down the exits. Alarm sirens didn't ring. No noise. He didn't want Faison to run. He walked quietly through the base, one step at a time. His heart beat loud in his ears. And then Faison appeared at the elevator, holding the case. They locked eyes. "Why?" Remen asked, almost like a whisper. Faison smiled. "Because the Earth doesn't deserve this miracle, but someone else will pay more." Remen stepped forward, but Faison pulled out a gun. I don't want to kill you, he said. You still believe in this planet. That's cute. But then bang! A shot echoed, but not from Faison's gun. It came from behind. The alien girl stood at the end of the hallway. She held a pulse blaster, taken silently from the lab. Her hands shook. Her skin glowed faintly again. Faison dropped, not dead but frozen in place. The weapon had stunned him. She fell to her knees. Remen rushed to her. You shouldn't be walking, he said. She smiled weakly. I'm not walking, I'm just standing in hope. He looked at the case in Faison's hands. Inside was her blood crystal still glowing. Remen took it carefully. The girl whispered, There is still time, but we must plant the seed. Soon, on pure land. Land untouched by war or greed. Raymond thought of the perfect place. Hours later, a black stealth helicopter flew low over snow-covered hills. Inside it, Remen, the girl, the blood seed. And a mission. They were going back to where it all began. To the snow farm. Where Earth still remembered what it meant to grow. Where she had first stolen a carrot. And offered the planet its last chance. The arrival, the snow didn't fall anymore. It just hovered, frozen in the sky. Like time had stopped. From the clouds above, a strange hum filled the air. Not loud, not sharp, but deep like a mountain. Whispering. Something was coming. Something heavy. The helicopter reached the snow farm at first light. Mr. Iqbal, the old farmer, stood near the greenhouse, wrapped in 3 jackets. His hands shook, not from cold, but from the sky. He had seen it. A shadow, moving above the clouds. Bigger than any plane. Silent. Alive. Then he saw them, Agent Remen and the alien girl, stepping out of the helicopter, carrying a glowing case. You brought her back? Mr. Iqbal asked. Remen nodded. She never left. The farm hadn't changed. Rows of frozen vegetables, ice-covered soil, old metal tools. But the girl walked to the center like she had lived there all her life. Her skin was weak, her steps slow. Remen opened the case. Inside, the blood seed core. It pulsed green and red, like a small heart made of crystal. She's dying, Remen said. But she says this ground is pure. If we plant the core here, Earth might survive. Mr. Iqbal stared at the seed. Will it grow? The girl answered softly, Only if we believe it will. In orbit, the alien harvester ship opened fully. Its 6 root arms extended toward Earth like claws. Energy pulsed from its center. And then 6 columns of frostlight shot down, each one targeting a different region of Earth's last fertile lands. One of them hit the mountains just 2 miles from the snow farm. The ground shook. Animals ran from the forest. Birds fell from the sky, and the snow turned black. At the base of the hill, something began crawling from the earth. Not ships. Not soldiers, but creatures made of frost and wire. They had no faces, just blue sensors. Their hands looked like garden tools turned into weapons. They were designed for one purpose: harvest everything that breathes. Raymond saw them first. Contact with base is gone, he said. We're on our own. The girl touched the earth with her palm. The seed core glowed brighter. She whispered the song. Again, not loud, but true. A strange warmth spread through the cold soil. Green cracked through the ice. Just 1 leaf. Then 2, but it wasn't fast enough. The creatures were coming. Dozens. Remen pulled out his sidearm. Mr. Iqbal grabbed his old shotgun. They stood between the girl and the Frost Army. No one touches this land. The farmer growled, the first. Frost creature rushed forward. Remen fired. Sparks flew. Another one fell to Iqbal's blast. But there were too many. One got past them, crawling toward the girl. She didn't move. She didn't run. She closed her eyes and let it touch her. And then everything stopped. The creature froze. Literally froze. Turned into glass. And shattered into snow. The girl stood up, The blood seed was now inside her chest. She had merged with it. From her hands, green light spread across the snow. It burned the frost creatures. It lit the greenhouse on fire, not with flame, but with pure growth. Plants exploded from the ground. Vines wrapped around attackers. Leaves flew like blades. The earth was fighting back. But the girl screamed. The power was too much for her small body. She dropped to her knees. Blood ran from her nose. Remen ran to her. "You can't do it alone." She looked at him, eyes glowing like suns. "I was never meant to do it alone," she said. "This seed was for two." Remen paused. He didn't understand. But he didn't hesitate. He took her hand, and for a moment, just a second, he felt everything. Her world, its death, the screams of plants. The silence of a star dying, but also her hope, the seed's promise. Life. The earth answered. A shockwave of light exploded from the girl and Remen, spreading in a perfect circle across the snow farm. Every frost creature turned to ash. The sky turned gold, and the alien ship stopped moving. Far above, inside the harvester, sensors screamed. The soil had resisted. A protector had bonded. This land was no longer harvestable. The ship turned. Slowly, broken. It drifted back toward the stars. Defeated. For now, back on the ground, Remen held the girl. She was alive. Barely. Her voice was thin. "5 more seed cores," she whispered. "Hidden on Earth. You must find them." Then she closed her eyes. Mr. Iqbal walked forward. He looked at the soil. Green. Alive. Warm. He dropped to his knees and touched it. And for the first time in years, the earth hummed back. The snow battle. The snow farm was alive again. The soil was warm. The plants were glowing. A green shield of energy covered the entire field, soft like morning fog. And yet, something felt wrong. Agent Reman stood beside the alien girl, who now rested in a bed made from living roots. She breathed slowly. Her skin had turned pale golden. The blood seed core had saved her, but also changed her. "She's not just a child anymore," Mr. Iqbal said. "She's part of the earth now." Remen nodded. "And Earth is waking up." Above them, the sky was clear. For now, but satellites picked up a new signal, not from space. From deep beneath the earth, thousands of miles away, under a decommissioned military bunker in Central Asia, something pulsed. It was not alien. It was built by humans, but fed by alien code. A hidden Black Ops project, once meant to weaponize energy from downed alien crafts, had awakened. It had copied the girl's energy signature, and it wanted more. It sent out a command. A swarm of semi-organic drones, half machine, half root, rose from the underground labs. Shaped like hornets, powered by dead soil, their orders were simple. Capture the seed carrier, extract life code, replace Earth system. They flew like shadows, and they were heading straight for the snow farm. The girl opened her eyes. "They're not from my world," she whispered. "They're from yours." Remen looked at her. "You mean humans did this?" She nodded. "They found a seed fragment years ago, but instead of growing it, they programmed it. Now it grows machines." The drones arrived just after midnight. The green shield shimmered as they crashed into it. Thousands of them. Sharp, fast, cold. A few passed through. One sliced through a tree like paper. Another slammed into the greenhouse and exploded. Remen grabbed his rifle. Mr. Iqbal picked up his old shotgun, but guns weren't enough. The girl stepped forward. Barefoot on the soil, she raised her hand. The plants obeyed. Vines leapt into the sky, catching drones mid-air, smashing them into the ground. Flowers exploded like grenades, sending out electric dust. The farm became a battlefield of roots and bullets. But for every 10 drones destroyed, 20 more came. They were adapting. They learned the plant patterns. They avoided the vines. They aimed for the carrier. One drone reached her fast, silent, and sharp. But Remen jumped in front of her. The drone stabbed his side. He fell. The girl screamed. And everything changed. The earth shook, not from fear, but from rage. The blood seed inside her lit up. The plants across the entire valley rose, not as vines now, but as creatures. Tree-men, leaf wolves, thorn birds. The earth itself formed an army. They rushed toward the drones. The battle became chaos. Metal versus bark, oil versus sap, dead code versus green light. The girl knelt beside Remen, who was bleeding badly. You protected the seed, she whispered. He smiled. It's what fathers do. Her tears fell into the soil. Where each tear touched, a small flower grew instantly. The drones paused. As if confused. Then the girl stood up. She walked into the center of the battlefield. Unarmed. UNSHIELD. She sang again. Not alone. The earth answered. Wind carried her voice across mountains. Water pulsed under the frozen lake. Old trees bent in her direction. Even the clouds turned green with light. And the drones short-circuited. Their programs couldn't understand life. One by one, they dropped. Dead. The battle ended in silence. Only the girl's soft breathing filled the night. She turned to Remen. He was alive, but weak. She touched his wound. A leaf grew over it, sealing it. You are now bonded to the earth, she said. It will remember you. But before anyone could rest, her body shivered. She collapsed. Mr. Iqbal caught her. What's wrong? She whispered. 5 seed cores are calling to me, all awakened by what we did tonight. But each one is in danger. Remen stood, slowly holding her small hand. We'll find them. Far away, inside a hidden human base, a man in a black lab coat watched the drone feed go dark. He sipped his tea and smiled. No matter, he said. The girl won this round, but next time, we won't come from the sky or the soil. He turned to a new project on the screen. Seed Clone V1.0, bioweapon in human form. The final seed, the snow melted early that year, not from the sun, but from something older, deeper. The earth was changing, not dying, waking up. The alien girl stood at the edge of a hill, her golden hair now threaded with green roots. Her skin pulsed with light, not human, not alien, something in between. She looked down at the valley below, where 5 blinking dots moved across the map, projected in her hand. Each dot was a seed core, ancient, scattered long ago, waiting to be found. But something else was moving 2 faster, darker. The clones. Inside Base 9, Remen healed slowly. His wound, sealed by a leaf, was still warm. He no longer carried a gun. Now he carried a vine-wrapped compass, created by the girl. It pulsed when truth was near, and burned when lies approached. He gathered a team of 5, not soldiers, but farmers, scientists, children, and an old poet. People still connected to the land, he called them. The Keepers. Their mission: protect the girl while she awakened. The final seed. But they weren't alone anymore. The enemy had learned. They no longer sent ships or frost or drones. They sent something worse. Clones. Copies of the girl, but empty. No warmth, no song, no soul. Just machines wearing her face. The journey to the final seed led them to the Himalayas. Where the air was thin, where the earth still whispered. Where the last seed slept, under ice older than memory, but it wasn't hidden anymore. The enemy had found it first. The Keepers climbed for hours through snow and silence. At the summit, they saw them, 12 seed clones, standing in a circle around a glowing crystal, half buried in the ice. Their faces looked exactly like the girl's, but their eyes were blank. One spoke, in a perfect copy of her voice. The seed will be extracted. Growth protocol disabled. Conversion begins. They raised their hands. The ice began to crack. The seed glowed. In pain, the girl stepped forward. She didn't run, didn't raise her hands. She sang, but not a seed song this time, something older, the root call. A note that vibrated through every tree and mountain. It called for choice. The clones froze. Literally. Their code stalled. They felt something for the first time. One clone fell to its knees. Another looked at its hands. Confused, the girl kept singing. But it cost her. Her skin cracked like glass under the light. She was burning herself into the song. Remen rushed forward. "Stop, you'll disappear." She turned to him and smiled. "I was never meant to stay, just to plant." She looked at the clones, her false sisters, and whispered, "Grow." Then she shattered into light. A beam of green energy struck. The final seed. It exploded, not with fire, but with life. Roots burst through the mountain. Flowers bloomed on ice. The clones screamed, not in pain, but in confusion. Then they changed. Their cold wires melted. Their skin turned real. Tears formed in their eyes, the first they had ever felt. They weren't clones anymore. They were new life. Remen knelt where the girl had stood. There was no body. Just a soft green sprout. He placed his hand on it. It pulsed. Then he heard her voice, inside his mind, inside the soil, inside the wind. "I am the first root. You are the forest. Keep singing." 1 year later, the snow farms returned, cleaner, greener. Each now protected by one of the keepers. The 12 former clones lived among humans, not as weapons, but as teachers of growth. And Remen? He planted seeds every day. Not in soil, but in people. Stories. Songs. Truth. Because he had learned the final lesson. The earth doesn't need saving. It needs remembering.